Welcome to Sail Sam Point's instructional rigging videos. The purpose of these videos is to refresh sailors on how to rig our open boating sailboats. These videos are intended for people with sailing experience, as they do not replace in-person training. Thank you for watching and happy sailing.
Hi, I'm Nora. I work at Sail Sam Point. I'm going to teach you how to rig a laser. At the end of the FJ dock, you're going to find a rack of lasers, grab a friend to help you move it, and then put it on the dock facing into the wind. Ready? My side. Et voila! Now let's grab some spars and a sail. So this way to the sail room, where we will find our sails and our radial spar that we will need. So today we're going to be rigging a radial sail. It's the red, blue, and white one, and as you can see, full rig is the white one on top. So we'll grab one of these sails, one of these bottom spars, and we'll be on our way. You're also going to need a boom and the top part of your mast. So over here we have our main sheets and top and bottom spars for the full rig. So if you look, you have your main sheet connected to your boom, and that will be the one you'll want to grab for your sailboat. If you look, and there's a boom vang hanging off, this is going to be your full rig spar, so you don't want that one for your radial. But if you also look, there's going to be one with a black section that you can insert into the bottom section, and this is going to be the top section that we will need in order to rig our boat. Here we are back in the sail room. As you can see, it says lasers, rudders, and laser tillers. We're going to grab one of those for our blades today. It doesn't matter which one. As well as moving over to the dagger board section, you're going to grab one of those. It doesn't matter, again, which one you grab, but so grab one of those, and then we go back. Okay, so we'll need to start by putting together our mast sections. You get your bottom mast, you get your top half. Okay, make sure the rivets are lined up with your gooseneck. So now we're going to put our sail on our mast. You want to start at the top and go towards the bottom. There's a little hole in your sail that slips along the mast. Just take it like this and just run it down to the bottom. Make sure when you get to the joint, those two poles stay attached. Otherwise, it can be a pain to put them back together when there's a sail on top of it. There. Great. Now that's on. Okay, so now we're going to raise our sail and take it and put it in that tiny little hole there. What I like to do is I like to put the bottom of the mast against something so that when I'm raising it up, it doesn't just slip out from underneath me. So sometimes I'll use the hull of the boat and use it as like a leverage point. As you can see, it is now standing up straight. It can be kind of heavy and wobbly, so make sure you've got a high point and a low point as to where you're grabbing. You're gonna go straight up, and then you're just gonna put it right in there. And I definitely loosened up my poles a little bit, but that's okay. They're back in place, and it's up. I'm feeling good. So next we're gonna grab our boom. You wanna uncoil your main sheet so that when we get there, it'll be nice and free. You're gonna there's a little hole in the boom, and there's a gooseneck piece there, just stick it inside. And you're going to come back to this end. At the end of the clue, you have two ropes. You've got your outhaul, which is the red one, and then you've got your boom attacher, which is also called a clue strap. You're going to tie a quick square knot with the blue one. Make sure it is beyond the main sheet, so it has room to roam. You're going to take the end of your outhaul, go through this fair lead, here, sugar plum. And you're going to go back again, just to give it some, and take out all of that extra slack that you've got going on. And then you'll go through the fair lead one more time. One more time. And then you'll go back beyond. And then you can adjust your outhaul to however windy it is. You're going to go through this cleat here. Make sure you tie an 8 knot so that if it does come undone at some point while you're sailing, you can make sure you have a stopper knot in it. You want to go ahead and give it a couple turns around so it's not in your face. That is fine as well. Give it a couple tucks. And then again, you can always readjust it. Right now it's obviously a little loose, but just give it a pull and crank it in however you want. Okay, moving on to the main sheet. When you put your main sheet on, you're going to keep that barrel knot connected to the boom. When you run your main sheet, make sure that you're running it from front to back on the bottom one, because otherwise it'll get all twisted. And then you're going to go from back to front on this one, as you can see. Sorry about that. And then you'll go under this strap here so it doesn't smack you in the face again. Go to this one. And then we've got one more block, the ratcheting block. If it's not ratcheting, like right now, there's a lever on the other side. Give it a push. As you can see, it's ratcheting the wrong way, so we'll turn it around. And ratchet. Again, another stopper knot so that if you lose it, it doesn't go flying. All right, so we're back at the mast. We've got our downhaul and our boom vang over here. We'll leave the boom vang for a little bit and we'll come back to that. You're gonna run your downhaul through this small block. I'm gonna run it through this cam cleat here. Oh, and again, 8 knots. Okay? Again, depending on the wind, you're going to readjust it to however you want it. Next, we're gonna move on to the boom vang. Make sure when you attach it that it's not twisted in any way. Sometimes they get twisted upside down, and it kind of looks like this. It's easy enough to fix. You just turn it around. Make sure you have enough slack. There's a hole for the big part, and slide it to the small part. Give it a pull. Again, based on your preference and the wind, you're going to adjust that however you would like. Before we launch, we want to make sure that we have our stern plug in. So we don't have our stern plug in, boat will sink, and that will be a bummer. So we're going to move this boat a little bit closer to the edge so we can put our rudder on, and then we can launch it and put our dagger board in. But remember, when you're on the dock, obviously today in the middle of December, there's nobody on the dock landing or launching or rigging next to you. But in the summer, it can be a lot more busy, so just be mindful of the people around you and make sure you're not hitting anybody with your sail. Bit of a push. When we're doing this, there are 2 parts to the lasers rudder system. There's the pintles, which are these, and the gudgeons. You want to make sure that those line up. Also, when you are rigging the tiller, make sure it goes underneath the traveler, because otherwise, if you don't do it that way, you'll have no steerage. Perfect. So it's in. As you can see, this little pin here is preventing it from going up. So just make sure that you hear that big click before you say it's in. And then you can pull your tiller extension out. Grand, I think we're ready to launch. So we're gonna launch this boat, and make sure when you launch it, as you can see, the wind is heading from the north right now, so we're gonna point our bow into the north so that when we get onto the water, it just doesn't sail away from us because we have no bow line. Now that the laser is in the water, we can take our dagger board and put it in the dagger board slot. When you do that, you want to make sure that the bungee is facing towards the bow. Yahoo! Now that the dagger board is in, we're going to take our bungees. You're going to go all the way to where the bow line is not. Stick it through. You're going to take these two sister thingies, make them kiss, turn it, and keep it in there. That way, if you're going downwind, you can pull your dagger board up and keep it in position while you're sailing. So that's it. That's how you rig a laser. And now you can just take your boat and go sailing. Come back here, boat. Till next time, bye!